All right, so welcome to Empower Lee's team call for May 2nd. I don't know about you guys, but I feel more fired up and inspired than I've literally probably ever felt about a program launching. And I've seen a lot of programs launch in the last 4+ years, but I think this one is absolutely going to be revolutionary. So tonight we're going to talk about all things 2B Mindset launch. We're going to talk a little bit about the success group that we're going to run as a team. And if you have questions, feel free to throw them out there. And I don't know, has anybody actually logged in and started their 2B videos? I think Sari has, but if you want to pop in and share too, because I have mine, but I haven't had a chance to actually look at it other than just opening it yet. But I just have to say, I know, especially if you're newer or if you've not been around for a launch before, that they can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelming because it's so many things to think about, and you might feel like you're kind of behind the curve if you haven't shared a lot on social media about it yet, or if you haven't talked to that many people about it yet. And all I just want to say is take a deep breath, relax. I'm gonna share just kind of my game plan and what I'm doing, things that I think will be helpful to you, and just really try to kind of compartmentalize how to take on this launch so that you can impact a lot of people and see some growth in your business, because launches are massive for your growth, which I know all of you are here to build a business. So we're going to talk about that too. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody kind of has a game plan, because there's been a lot of questions and, kind of confusion. And like I said, it can be a little overwhelming if you don't have a game plan. So we're going to break it down and make it simple. Does that sound good? Everybody? Okay. So first and foremost, I think that it's important to really understand that we as coaches, as we know, have so many, hold on, I have to mute somebody. That we have so many different programs and nutrition plans, and everything to really kind of create custom, plans that are going to help people. Just like any other time, there is no one size fits all. There is no, boxing people into something. But I think that the thing that's so different about 2B Mindset is that this is something that can benefit people that have been your customers for a long time, people that already are really into fitness, people that have injury or illness or can't exercise, but they want to be healthy. And especially a lot of people, I know for me personally, I have a lot of customers that have done really well with fitness, but have always struggled with their mindset about food, about containers, about portion control, about eating out. Stephanie raising her hand. About just really how to find that groove with nutrition. And I think that's why this is something that literally can be beneficial to everybody, whether they are new or old. I also think that this is a fantastic opportunity for, if you are a coach that hasn't really been fully engaged for a while, to dive into something fresh and brand new and exciting, that can create a brand new, breakthrough and transformation for you. And I say this because all of the transformations that I have been posting in the sneak peek page are coming from the roundtable. Kelly, all of the transformations that I've been posting have been coming from the roundtable. And what I've seen, because I'm trying to space them out over the next few days too, is that a lot of coaches that seem to do the 2B Mindset program in the test group were really struggling with sticking to containers, or for example, if they've been a coach for a long time and they've done a lot of programs, that a lot of times, they were kind of sharing that they've done a program and that they've kind of fallen back into old habits and gained weight back and then done a program again, and kind of progressively on and off over the years, always had this up, down with the same 20 pounds or the same struggles. And that this has been the thing that finally gives them freedom and that breakthrough with their nutrition. So like I said, this can be something that we can help customers we already have with adding this into their routine or getting them re-engaged. But this is also a whole new dynamic of people that we have the ability to help, because there are those people out there that like really aren't into fitness or are really intimidated by the idea of exercising 5 or 6 days a week. Or they're really not interested in following a portion control meal plan. Like I said, helping people with their wellness solution is so custom and so unique to each person. And I just think that this is a massive, massive tool to put in our toolbox to be able to help people with in so many senses of the word. So that's it about that. I think that's all I have to say. Does anybody have anything that they want to add to that? Because I know if you're out there talking to people, you might kind of have some insight too.
I think a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing and the people that I'm having success with so far are the people who I've talked to for a really long time, and their excuse was, well, I know what to do. I just can never get myself to do it. And it's, for the longest time, what I was trying to say was, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you. But now this gives us the opportunity to say, look, you can help yourself. And that was a big difference for me with like being able to talk to people. It's like, well, now you have the option to like figure it out yourself, and someone's going to help your brain rather than me just saying, did you do your workout?
Right. Exactly. It's like, it's the mindset shift, not just like following something on a calendar. Totally. Okay. So the first thing that I actually just want to kind of cover is that if you're not really familiar with what 2B Mindset actually is, that you go research that. But like, it's going to be a breakthrough in mindset. There's been a lot of talk about this is going to help people overcome emotional eating, overcome binging. Alana really talks about the fact that it's not calorie counting, it's not restrictive, it's not containers. It's something that is doable and maintainable, which I have always kind of harped on as a coach when I talk to people, that finding something that is maintainable, that they can learn and they can take with them for the rest of their life, that is not only going to impact them, but it's going to impact their families, right? And their kids, and the way that we teach everyone around us to be looking at food in that mindset as well. So it's really like a potential huge ripple effect, which I think is incredible. So first and foremost, like I'm going to go through all of basically the components of what I think is important to cover when launching a brand new program, and kind of all the bases to cover. But this is random, and I want to tell you before I forget, is I was just poking around in our Coach Online office. And if you go to the main Coach Online office page and you scroll down to the bottom, there's like an orange bar and it says featured content. There is downloadable 2B Mindset videos that you can share on Instagram, which I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. I've never seen that before. So know that those are there if you're using Instagram, that you can go download those to help you share. And of course, the actual 2B Mindset video. But the sneak peek, does everybody know what's happening with the sneak peek? I know some of you have said like, oh my God, there's been so many posts. What is actually happening? Does anybody want me to explain that? Should I just quickly explain it in case? Okay, so we set up a sneak peek page, and how this is going to work is basically for the past, 3 days since we've set it up, there's transformations going up. There's little nuggets of inspiration. Feel free to post those as well too from you guys. They don't just have to be from Annalisa and I. If you see things that you think are helpful or will help explain this program to people, just feel free to post them in there. But I've been pulling things off of Alana's Instagram page, kind of comparisons of like what to eat, what not to eat, how to make a healthier choice, what's a better option, to really give people like a view of what the mindset shift is with this program. And of course, a ton of transformations of, different backstories from people. So it really gives them an idea of the emotional and mindset transformation that people are having, along with the visual of the physical transformations. So this sneak peek page is what you can be inviting people to. And I posted my current invite in the team page as well today too, if you didn't see that, so that you have something to start with if you don't know what to say. But inviting people into that sneak peek page so they can get an idea of what this is about, if this could be a fit for them, if these are things that they struggle with. You're basically using this as a tool to share how incredible this program is. And what's going to happen is we're going to turn this sneak peek page into an actual success group, a team-wide success group for 2B Mindset. Now, of course, if people are coaches or sign up as coaches, they're also going to be able to be in Alana's group for that. So that's huge. But we're going to be running this all together as a team. So up until the 13th, we're going to continue kind of using it as a sneak peek page. And then starting on the 7th, we're going to start with like prep week posts of like getting people prepared to dive in, like covering the materials, covering everything that's going to be happening to like help them get prepared for success. So by the 13th of May, because that's a day before we're actually going to start the group, if people decide not to dive in, that's totally fine. There will be people like that. We're going to have to remove them from the group since it's turning into the actual success group page. So please, 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 if you are adding people to this, make sure that you are keeping a list and tracking them. It can be as simple as writing the names down in a notebook when you add them. That way you know who is diving in, who is purchasing, who is not, and the people that decide this isn't for them or maybe not right now, that we make sure they're removed so that we can begin that as a success group. And we're going to call it Learning to Be Intentional, or Learning to Live Intentional, something like that, because I feel like it's a little bit of a play, and it really talks about the mindfulness and the intention that this program is going to help us with. So does anybody have questions about that, about the group, how it works, how it's going to go after? No? Okay. And as for, oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So like, I know obviously we're not the coaches that are part of this 2B Mindset group. It's just us. It's like Empowered Elite coaches, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So I saw that Liz was posting, and I was like, is this going to be like a mass one, or is this like that's a whole separate ball game?
You mean Elizabeth Harkey?
Yeah. So I just want to make sure it wasn't
She's
like
running her own group.
Oh,
I just do our own thing with our team because we have enough coaches on our team that I think it works fantastic when we do team-wide group like this. So that is an entirely separate thing.
Yeah.
And as for the actual like breakdown of what we're going to do in that success group, I can, however you want to do it, if you want to have a Zoom call about it, if you're planning on doing it and participating and adding people to it, we can just have a quick Zoom chat about like going over who wants to share what, when, ideas of things that we can be posting, things that will be motivating, things that will be helpful, and kind of, branch out just beyond the content that is given to us by Beachbody for, running the groups. Sound like a plan? Okay. Okay, so now as you're adding to this sneak peek, you should be creating lists, right? And something that's like so simple that's been helping me a lot is that anybody that tells me yes, they want to be added to the group, I just run over their name with a highlight so that I know that they're in there. And if they haven't responded, I don't highlight the name. And if they purchase, then they go on a different list so I know who's actually going to be in it. But that's just a really super simple way to keep track of what's going on and who's where and who's doing what. No fanciness about any of this. Okay, so let's dig into the actual kind of breakdown like I said, I like to compartmentalize. It's how my brain works. If I try to just like go at this with no game plan, I get extremely overwhelmed. So breaking it down always really helps me. So you can write these down if you want, or if you want me to, I can post them in the team page too. But this is who you can be talking to and inviting to Be Mindset. So your inactive customers is a big one. A lot of times you're going to have customers that fall off, that struggled with nutrition, that struggled with their fitness. It wasn't the right time when they joined, life happened and they fell off track, whatever. There are so many different reasons why that happens. And I think that as coaches, it is our job to not just be a, once in and once out. It is to continuously, continue on that relationship and continue offering and adding value and opportunity for people to really transform. So inviting your inactive customers to this is super important. The next thing is inviting your current customers to this. So people that you might have in challenge groups right now, or that have been on this journey for a while. Like I said, I don't know about you. I'm going to assume it's the same, but I have a ton of customers, that go on and off, up and down, that do really well with fitness, but don't do well with nutrition, or that do really well. And then, they kind of sabotage nutritionally at some point, or have been very open with their struggles of emotional eating. So I think that inviting your current customers is absolutely huge and so important, because this is something that they can add into what they're already doing, or it can be something that they tackle, brand new. If you have run free groups in the past, those are great people to reach out to and just say, hey, we have, this brand new program that I thought you might be interested, especially if you've run free groups in the past that were kind of geared towards healthy recipes or crockpot recipes or summer recipes or mason jar meals or whatever. Those are people that are clearly interested in nutrition in some way, shape, or form. Those are great people to reach out to and invite to this program. Customer leads. So if you are hitting Success Club and you are getting customer leads from that, those are great people to reach out to. You can find them in your Coach Online office, and shoot them an email or shoot them a text message. But a lot of times they're probably not seeing what's coming out. So it's great for you to reach out to people that are leads. And just a little side note about leads in general, is something, I forget who I heard say this on a call, but I just thought it was like, duh, is that people who are leads are people that sign up like from an infomercial or from, the Beachbody website. But these are basically people that are already wanting and willing to do something about their health and fitness without anybody probably really saying much to them, right? Because they went and purchased it on your own, and then they are given to you as a coach to help them. So these are people that are already looking for help with their wellness goals, right? So make sure to connect with those people. Facebook group, or Facebook and Instagram. So of course there are tons of ways that you can share on Facebook and Instagram. But I think that it's good to kind of make a really super simple game plan for yourself of like, okay, I'm going to share a transformation today. I'm going to share something about nutrition tomorrow. I'm going to share a post that has to do, with something I've struggled with emotional eating or binge eating or, weight loss or whatever it is, like a part of your story that connects the dots of why you're so excited to do this program. But kind of creating perhaps a very simple little, idea of what you want to be sharing on social media about this, because keep in mind that even though this just launched, this isn't going to be where we just have people interested in this for a week, because you have to start to think about that as you start this program, as you start to share your experience with the program, as you start to share your mindset shifts of yourself, of your challengers, of different people on the team, there's going to be a lot more interest coming about this. So you want to make sure that you're not just sharing about this week and then, not sharing anything to follow, but continuously kind of doing it, learning it, embracing it, and sharing that experience as we go. Like I mentioned for Instagram. And if you guys didn't see, I made a big post in the team page probably 4 or 5 days ago now, where I put in a Google document. In the Google document, I put in there the text with the heart poll that you can put on Facebook if you haven't done that yet. The response is fantastic. Those are all people you can invite to the sneak peek to check out To Be Mindset. And also polls for your Instagram stories that are basically the same thing, but broken down into polls, because people can answer yes or no, 1 or 2, whatever. And those are people you can reach out to and invite to the sneak peek as well. Without getting too complicated, if you are using Instagram and do people have Linktree? It's like linktr.ee. It's like a free app that you can put links in. So personally, I have that on my Instagram, and I have the To Be Mindset sneak peek group link in there. So they can just go into my profile and click to add themselves to the Facebook group if they so wanted to. That's kind of just a side note, like I said. But getting creative with what you're sharing in your Facebook and Instagram stories as well, because if you were to post 16 things a day about To Be Mindset on your social media pages, people might run and block you, right? But you can share in your stories all day long anything that you want to, and connect with different people, because I personally find that different people watch my stories than actually engage on my pages. So stories are big. You can get creative. You can use those videos from the Coach Online office. And let's see, email. I don't know if any of you guys have email systems set up at all. I have all of my email contacts in MailChimp. So I send out emails weekly. I've been doing that for months now, but that is an opportunity if you so feel you want to kind of do the legwork of that. But I wouldn't suggest, that being one of the first things you do, because the other things we've talked about are a little easier to tackle, and there's something that you can kind of break down and work at daily. But if you do decide you want to send out an email to your customers, I'm happy to give you the template that I sent for To Be Mindset and the follow-up that I'm going to send for it as well. And then just really sitting down like we did, when you were a beginner coach, and thinking about all of the people in your life that this program might benefit, and creating a running list of people that you know in your life that are perhaps maybe not on your social media, that you think might benefit from this program. It could be anything. It could be from your kids' gym classes. It could be from, moms, that your kids go to school with that you see every morning. Whatever it is, but there are always people out there that are looking for solutions that a lot of times have zero clue what Beachbody is, what we do as coaches, or things that we offer. And I think that it's important to, it doesn't have to be awkward. It can be as simple as saying hey, do you have Facebook? Let's be friends, where you can connect with someone on a different level, right? And then the last thing that I think is really, really, really important, and is going to be a huge, factor in the decisions people make of how they're going to join To Be Mindset, is that people have the opportunity, if they are joining as a coach, to be in a test group, like a private group with Alana, where she's going to be giving a lot of insights about nutrition, answering questions, really hands-on. And I think that a lot of people really love the idea of engaging with the creator of a program that, they're getting direct access to. So that is a huge, huge, huge opportunity. And from a business standpoint, if you are a coach that is wanting to grow your business, grow your team, if you're, pushing for Diamond right now, you know that you need to have active or discount coaches to grow like that. And that is a huge, huge, huge opportunity for you to be able to share this in a bigger way and help people see the benefit of being a discount coach, but also having the benefit of being in that group with Alana. So just keep that in mind as you have your conversations. Now, I personally, just like a side note, I've had a lot of people that are in the sneak peek that write me and are like, okay, what are my options? I want to sign up, right? Now, some of these people are people that I have never actually really talked to because they didn't want anything to do with challenge groups that I've run before, right? Or they're people that I've talked to here and there, but never really engaged in a conversation about their wellness goals with. And I think that we're going to make a big mistake if we just throw out the options at them without knowing what they actually really need to work on. So kind of backtracking the train a little bit, like we have always done, and asking people those questions to really dig into their goals if you haven't already, because some people are going to want to do fitness. Some people are not. Some people are going to tell you certain struggles they have, right? Or how much time they have in a day, whatever it is, but you really need to know that and figure it out so that you can best help them, because yes, they're interested in 2B Mindset. That's obvious, but you don't know if they have restrictions, if they want fitness, if they don't want fitness, all of those other components that's going to help you decide which package is going to be the best package for that specific person. So don't just, I personally suggest, don't just throw the pricing options out without really kind of understanding what they truly need and building the value of that. Because just like, All Access is part of that option, Shakeology is also a component of it as well. That is just as always massively important for them to be getting that dense nutrition in, to get their cravings down, to keep their energy up, to really fill the gaps that they cannot get from food alone. So making sure to really truly understand their goals and provide that value and that knowledge of what package is going to be best for them is really important. And I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to cover, but I just want to say, I know that I've kind of stressed that launches can be overwhelming, but I would encourage you to really think about this as something just hugely, hugely exciting. I know for me, and I'm sure many of you can relate, that for a lot of years of my life, food was a coping mechanism and not a healthy, relationship for me. And I just have it so on my heart that this is going to transform lives in an entirely different way than we've ever had the ability to before. And break it up if this feels overwhelming to you. I've been breaking it up for the last 4 days, of starting with inactive customers, of moving on to current customers, of moving on to different groups, but really kind of breaking it down and breaking it up so that it's not overwhelming for you. And know that, yes, we have the sneak peek start, or the prep week starting the 7th, but the group isn't actually starting until the 14th. So you have some time if you, create a game plan for yourself and break these things down and tackle them one by one, because I just truly believe in putting in the legwork and planting those seeds and see who this could truly benefit. And just like always, there are going to be people that are interested and curious that dive in right away because they need this in their life. And there are going to be some people that are still kind of worried or skeptical or scared. So making sure that you're keeping a list of those people to continue on that relationship and be able to follow up with down the road. And also they're going to, continue watching you share that journey and share the transformations that start to come of those of us actually doing this plan. So planting those seeds always leads to harvest later. It's worth putting in the work to truly share this and see who it's going to benefit. So with that said, I'm surprised I got through that as fast as I did. Just a few, 3 more things. Having tools is so important as you're going about sharing this and inviting to it, right? So the scripts that I have put out there, or like the invite I put in the page today, you can take that, put it in the notes section of your phone so you can have it. You can tweak it as you need to. You can make it your own. Do whatever you want, but having that on hand so it makes it easier for you to have conversations, rather than trying to dig in or, come up with what you're going to say one by one by one. Also, just kind of, I personally am going to sit down and really look over To Be Mindset tonight, because I want to be familiar with frequently asked questions that I'm going to be getting about it, because even with the sneak peek, and the transformations and all the things we've been sharing, I've been getting these kind of random left field questions that I don't really know the answer to yet. So I really am going to take some time to kind of dig into that so I can be more well-versed when speaking to those questions. And then the other thing is knowing the packed options that we have, and I definitely suggest saving those graphics to your phone. I personally have an album in my phone that is just Beachbody. So it has graphics for different programs. It has the list of Shakeology flavors, all of that kind of stuff, so that they're easily accessible when I am speaking to people about this, and I am trying to give them, the options that they most need. But just kind of creating that simple little system of tools for yourself so that it can make it easier as you go about having conversations and less stressful trying to kind of dig through and figure things out, right? That is all. Does anybody have questions? Who else is excited as I am? I drank Energize mid-afternoon to get work done. That's how excited I was. Anybody? No questions?
I heard Kristen, I cannot, I'm going to botch her last name. It's one of Lauren's challengers, Pacelli or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You probably know who I'm talking about. Anyway, she sent me a message. She ordered it first thing this morning. She's like, I've already watched all the videos.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh my
There's
God.
someone else in our sneak peek page who was on video 6, an hour after she bought it too. So I was like,
Awesome.
whoa, wow.
Definitely excited.
Awesome. Yeah, and I really think that as more people dive in this week and share what they're up to in that page, it's going to really help the people that are kind of on the fence or not too sure or are afraid or intimidated. Seeing others diving in and raving about it may be helpful for them too in making their own decisions. So that is part of why we're leaving the group open, because I think there is no better testimonial to it than the people who are brand new and diving in and just so excited about what they're learning. So
I think that, plus the fact that a lot of these people have never been a part of a challenge, or at least some of the people I've been talking to, and so adding to them and them seeing the prep weekend, what information is going to be shared is going to be actually really helpful, I think, for a lot of conversions.
Yeah. Well, and I just think, I think we have 400 people there right now.
Yeah, it's seriously probably close to that, if not that, by now.
Yes. So it's awesome because it already feels like a community, even though it's not an actual group yet.
Totally.
Which is really cool. Does anybody have any questions? I'm really surprised that nobody has questions.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I have a diabetic who's asking questions about if it's okay. And I know Kelly's a diabetic. What do I tell her? I know obviously it's great, but just to talk to her doctors, make sure she's
Kelly,
her weight.
Yeah. So I watched the video obviously the other day that Alana did of all those different questions. And of course I've been promoting it to everyone. And then she was well, so one of the persons that does the type 1 diabetes, she's oh, Alana said that she didn't recommend. That's really not what she's doing. She's just covering her tail. I'm she is just saying if you have any sort, because with diabetes, people have so many different ways of treatment. And they're just basically saying if you're someone that's on insulin, obviously, if you're adjusting your meal plan, which they're going to be, then they're going to probably be needing to make some modifications to what their insulin doses are. That's for any person that starts any sort of nutrition program or any sort of exercise program. I mean, I had to do it, but the benefit is because of me starting the other programs, Not To Be Mindset, I was able to reduce my insulin by 30%. And anyone in the insulin world knows that insulin in general does cause weight gain. So as you're able to reduce insulin, you're also helping with weight loss. So I think the big thing for people that say whether they have type 1, type 2, or pre-diabetes is, yes, she might come there and say, please talk to your doctors, blah, blah, blah. She's just not taking medical liability for you. But there's no reason. I mean, I haven't started the program, but just like 21 Day Fix, just like Shift Shop, just like any of the programs that have a nutrition based part of it, you're always going to probably have to make some adjustments because that's the nature of the beast. So it's basically like, this is only going to help you nutrition wise. And if you're eating better choices, it's going to help lower your blood sugars because you're not eating crappy shit all the time. And then that will in turn help you lose weight as well, you know? So I don't think there's anything negative about it, but it's just more so saying, if you notice that as you're doing this, you're losing weight and you need to make some adjustments to your medications, then just reach out to your doctors to be able to do that.
Okay. That's what I was going to tell her. I went to nursing school, so I kind of had that like in my head, but I'm like, I don't want to like say something too bad with her, like having that in the video. So, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I also just personally always suggest asking their doctor, just kind of explaining it, just because I don't want it ever to be something where there is struggle personally. That's just me.
Yeah, that's what I told
I just
her
think
right
it is good with anybody like pregnant, breastfeeding, certain illnesses, allergies, all that kind of stuff. It's just better, even though a lot of doctors don't know that much about nutrition. 99% of them are going to encourage them doing something healthy. And it's just nice for them to have that reassurance, I think.
Can I say something too?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maggie. I've never spoke on here before, so I'm a little nervous. Hi. I'm a type 1 diabetic as well. And something that I would say to her is that, you know, everybody has to eat. And this program is not specifically telling you what to eat. It's helping your mindset, obviously, to make better choices. And of course, her doctor is going to want her to make better choices. And that's basically, you know, what the program is. So whether you're diabetic or not, I mean, the purpose is to make healthier choices. So that's what I would tell her. Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I actually had someone post, and I've actually reached out to her about, you know, the workouts and stuff. I've had a conversation with her before. But she has a really hard time gaining weight. Like if she's like, if I eat healthy, I lose weight. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, is this a good program for me? And I'm like, let me get back to you on that. Cause what I saw that, you know, Lana's just kind of like saying, this is weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. She's not even recommending it like to pregnant women. So I'm kind of like,
There was a pregnant girl in the test group, actually.
oh shoot. Oh really?
I posted her picture in our group. You probably couldn't tell though, because she's tiny.
Yeah, then I didn't notice. Okay. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Like, because I've got a lot of like gestational diabetes background. Of course, that's a whole other ballgame. Like, I don't want to recommend something to like. Obviously, you want to recommend eating healthy to someone who's pregnant. I mean, like that's your child. I mean,
well, again, though, it's the mindset shift that they're having. It's not necessarily saying like eat this much or don't eat that much, but I personally think, because I am someone that wants to gain some weight and some muscle weight, that this can be something where you modify the volume of what you're eating, but you maintain the same mindset and nutritional concepts.
right.
So I think that it can be transferred as long as they're willing to be open to kind of observing how their body responds and adjusting accordingly.
that's what I was kind of thinking. I mean, because you can do the same thing with every single other nutritional program. Like, I mean, as long as the volume is there and you're making good choices, like the maintenance, or, I mean, I don't know if the gaining, I don't know what her deal is specifically, why she's not gaining, but anyway.
Yeah.
I will
Well,
have
that's a big thing too, because she could eat horrible and not gain weight, whereas she needs healthy food and fiber and protein, all I could see. So you really never know until you ask questions. But I don't think that this, I think that it definitely is geared towards the weight loss realm, considering it's covering emotional eating and binging and mindset and all that kind of stuff. But I definitely think the concepts and the mindset of it can be transferred to kind of anyone anywhere that is looking to improve their relationship and mindset about food. And not just that, but of holidays and going out to eat for parties, and while you're traveling, and like when you go to your friend's house for a barbecue, and like how to learn to like eat, to like enjoy and live your life, but be healthy too, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Rachel, the Instagram videos. Yes, Rachel, that is true. Rachel, the videos for Instagram stories, if you go into your Coach Line office to the main screen, like your dashboard where you see like your profile, your success club, your rank, all that kind of stuff, and you scroll down, you'll see like in green it says business alerts, and then at the bottom, at the very bottom, it says featured content. It's an orange bar. And it says downloadable 2B Mindset Instagram story videos, which I think is so cool. I've never seen them make Instagram story videos for us before. They're getting good at all this.
They did it the whole time with 80-Day Obsession. Did you?
No, I never saw those.
Oh, no, they were like, where did I see? No, you know where I saw them? Do you have the app BB Links?
Maybe, but I never use it.
They have them all posted there too.
Ooh, so you can go in there and download them from there. So that's good to know. Then they'll probably have
or they're either linked to the coach office, whichever one. I haven't actually used it, but I know I saw them.
Well, cool. It was new to me. I was excited.
I just wish they would post more of the before and afters that they've been sharing. Because I know you said you're pulling yours from the round table. Like,
well, they're kind of trickling in, but I feel like Alana said on her video today there was like 200 people in the test group, because people were asking like, how many people did you actually have in there? Like, why do you have an endless surplus of transformations that keep like slowly getting shared? It's because there were about 200 people in it. And, you know, they just haven't all been thrown out there unless you were to go search who was actually in the test group, I'm sure. But I'm sure that they'll continuously be shared. So I'm pulling them as I see them. But I think it's cool because it's just so many different stories and scenarios that people are all just really saying this is giving them freedom. Beautiful thing. Anybody else have questions? No? So who bought their 2B Mindset? Katie! Better get on it. I'm just kidding. Is everybody planning to do 2B Mindset? Yes.
I'm having a dilemma because I'm doing 80-Day Obsession again.
You can do them together. There was
I'm doing it. There's a video. I'm actually looking for it now. I'll post it in the team page when I find it. It's
good.
Office. It's about working out with 2B Mindset. Alana had mentioned it in one of, I think, her Instagram live or something that she did earlier. Because I'm doing a second round right now also.
I did see a live from Autumn in the Obsessed with Coaching group, and she didn't not recommend doing 2B Mindset. She said, it's a great program. But I think she was more like, we planned this time nutrition to go with 80-Day Obsession. Like, do that.
I think she's being a bitch.
But like I said, every person needs, you know, a customizable plan, and sometimes people need something a little less restrictive than that. So I personally don't see anything wrong with combining to kind of create custom plans for people. And it's a learning curve no matter what they're doing, to see how their body responds and acts and how their mindset feels and how their results are. You know what I mean? I think specifically from like, you know, the purpose that these workouts are intense to make sure people are eating enough for 80-day obsession, and also to see the results they want to see. I think it'll be kind of a one by one person that we kind of have to help them figure out how to navigate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which basically means, Dana, get on that. Since you're my coach, you're going to have to help me figure that one out.
Text me all day, every day as it is, so there is no issue there. Anything else? Did anybody post anything? You're gonna do them together too. There was someone in the roundtable that posted she did, or a few actually, that did 80-day obsession with the 2B mindset in the test group. So I'm gonna share another one of those tomorrow as well. But from a few that I've seen, a few have really spoken to the fact that they really, really, really struggled with just such strict, you know, guidelines for nutrition, that they really liked the freedom and the guidance that this has given them to really aid in their fitness goals, or to break through a plateau, or to free themselves from binge eating, things like that. So I definitely think that it can be something that is combined if that's a need that someone has, you know. So again, just kind of stressing that this is like a one by one person kind of a thing to help them figure out what's best in terms of, will they work out, will they not? So, and Stephanie, you're just one of a kind.
But we knew that, so it's fine.
Princess.
I am. Not really. I just would like to try to be.
All right. If there is no more questions, we can call it a day. And yeah. Oh, and there was one thing that I forgot to mention. I know there's only, not everybody's still on tonight, but I just, from a business standpoint, and in terms of, you know, building your teams, growing your business, I feel like this is such a dynamic program and opportunity that, again, people that maybe are not fitness lovers, you know, or just haven't been kind of interested in the opportunity yet, this is an entirely different way to get people engaged in our community and really feel, you know, the power of what we have to offer in community and nutrition and fitness, and all of that amazing stuff. And just keep in mind that some of your customers that go through this might have such a life-changing experience that they become believers and they become lifers and they become coaches. So this is a huge opportunity in that way as well. And I just, you know, think too that, again, if this has been something, you know, if nutrition and mindset about food and kind of up, down, off the wagon, like I've seen a lot of people in the test group raving that this has given them freedom from, I can say, and I mean, we've talked about this a billion times on team calls, but your passion and your motivation and your momentum from your business truly bleeds from what you feel inside of your commitment and your experience and your transformation and your just that commitment to your own journey. So if that is something that's been a struggle, I personally feel like this can be something so transformative that it really helps you find that fire and that confidence and that passion to get out and share this in a greater way than perhaps you've felt you could before. So I'm really excited to see the ripple effect of belief that this is going to have. And that is all. Bye, Katie. Katie's like, peace, I'm done. Bye. Thanks for hopping on, guys. We will see you next week. Bye.